Hi, I'm Charlotte Fawkes-Rees, Retail and Consumer Insight Analyst at AHDB, and I'm going to take you through some of the key research that AHDB has around international consumer insights. The Retail and Consumer Insights team at AHDB monitor and evaluate consumer behaviour, both for our domestic and international markets. If you have any questions or are interested in finding out more about what we do, please feel free to reach out via our email or look on our website for the full range of insights we can provide. Thinking specifically about the international consumer insight we have, we've made a point to investigate consumer behaviour, i.e., what they're buying, when they buy it, and perceptions around what they may have about our products for key export markets. This means that we can have a better understanding about how these consumers shop, which in turn means that we can help our levy payers understand what these customers are actually looking for and how they can best provide this, as well as working closely with the AHDB export team to help with strategic consumer opportunities for exporting British products. To do this, we work with leading market research agencies to undertake bespoke consumer projects to make sure that they're relevant and can provide us with actionable insights. So how do we go about identifying market potential? There are several steps which we take within this, which involve the market intelligence team, analysing export data, and then we also look at trade policies and understanding the consumer needs, which can then all feed into AHDB being able to identify those emerging markets. Through taking these 4 steps, we found that there were 4 key export markets which were important to us to research to understand the consumer needs and perceptions around British products. And these were North America, Europe, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East. And globally, we found that consumer buying behaviour is influenced by 3 overarching factors: quality, price, and taste. These factors rank in different orders of importance for consumers in different cities, countries, and continents. For instance, those in China, the key factors are really around food safety, quality, and health, whereas in Mexico, the key factors are around quality, taste, and price. Overall, we did though find that quality is the most influential factor behind consumers' buying behaviour in all areas of our study. Taste and price sit in second and third position for Europe and North America, whereas food safety rises up the consumer radar and ranks in second place for Southeast Asia. This is understandably so, as food safety has consistently been a top concern for consumers in many Asian countries, especially those without trusted food safety systems. Now, what is quality? And it isn't a single or a simple statement, but it can really mean a lot of things to different consumers from different areas of the globe. So this infographic here shows the indicators which represent quality to consumers when judging the quality of a red meat product. Quality means very different things to consumers from different areas of the globe. However, there are key overarching themes across all markets. So these include things such as taste, production standards, food safety, product appearance, and texture, all rating as important to consumers. For example, a consumer in Southeast Asia would predominantly look for food safety as the main indicator of quality red meat, whereas a consumer for Europe, food safety is an assured or an assumed aspect of red meat production, so it sits lower down on their list of quality indicators. So why is this really important to know? It means that we can assess the needs of these consumers against the ability of British products to meet them, and in turn market them according to these priorities. So what does this mean for the perception of British products? When we asked consumers from Europe, North America, and Southeast Asia what came to mind specifically about food products which have come from Britain, these were the word maps which were found: quality, meat, food, even fish and chips, but really reassuring that the quality perceptions was really already there to build from. And we found that perceptions of British lamb is particularly strong within the Middle East. So when looking at the different Middle East countries, Britain is either the first or second ranked country of origin for lamb, even ranking above the domestic market for Q8. So really strong perceptions of the quality and potential for British lamb in these markets. We also see across the four global markets that British lamb and beef is thought to be better or the same than other imported products. More than two-thirds agree with this in North America and Europe, and more than three-quarters in Southeast Asia. But it's particularly so in the Middle East, with 83% agreeing with this statement. Also of importance, for Southeast Asia and the Middle East, these were significantly more likely to believe this than for other regions which they may be importing meat from, which is really encouraging to see. So, what are some of the overarching considerations we should have for the global consumer? The analysis from AHDB has allowed us to identify opportunities to play to our strengths on topics which are important in each market. We can be confident in hitting home strengths where we are already really well perceived, such as quality, but have also identified the biggest opportunities to address perceptions where we're perhaps not hitting the mark quite so strongly. I hope you found this whistle stop tour through some of our research that AHDB has undertaken into the international consumer useful. These slides are only a snippet of the level of detail we've gone into for these markets. So if you'd like to find out more, I've included a link to our international consumer insight page on our website, which has the full reports in detail, or do feel free to be in touch with the team to find out more. Thanks for your time.